Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of our Product Insights. My name is David Komarek, and I'm the lead product manager here at Kentico. And in this episode, I'd like to share some insights into email marketing and Xperience by Kentico. So let me share the screen directly with you. So what we see right now is the dashboard of Xperience by Kentico. Today, we'll be talking about email marketing. And so let me switch directly to digital marketing and emails. Here, let's see, we have one email here, and here are some of the statistics. Well, everybody wants to improve statistics, right? Improve the reputation, improve the open rate, click rate, everything like that. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you can see open rate of something like 96.7%. Well, obviously, this is just a dream. In the reality, there are no such open rates and click rates, maybe for some very specific emails. Well, so what are the tips and tricks to achieve, better statistics when using email marketing Xperience by Kentico? So let's see. This is an email that we have generated for the purpose of this demo. And if we switch to the list of all emails, you can actually see that compared to the previous versions, now all emails in the system actually have their statistics. So not only regular emails that you send as part of newsletters, but also autoresponders, confirmation emails, etc., etc. So that's a big change compared to the previous version, and I hope that everyone will love it. Now, what are the tips and tricks into not ending up in spam boxes, not really bothering subscribers that may have not even subscribed? How to achieve these great numbers. So, first of all, let me start with a simple rule: do not buy lists. Instead, use subscription forms, get consents from your subscribers. So let's see how you can do that in Kentico. So subscription forms, we can just go to the forms application here. Let's see, for example, the Dancing Goat subscription form. So as you can see here, we are only using a single field for an email address. So there are no barriers for our subscribers to get into our list. But of course, you can simply click and make use of the featured field. So just one click to add the first name, last name, or a company if you wish. You can also use consents for your forms as well. So this is a very, very simple and proven way how to get subscribers onto your lists. Now, what else should you actually be worried about? Well, another thing to be worried about is not really emailing people who do not wish to be emailed. So when you're using subscription forms, it's always a very good practice to actually use something like a double opt-in. For that purpose, let me return to the list of all emails. Here we look for the Dancing Goat autoresponder that we are using after the form is submitted. And in here, you can see you have the option to add the confirm macro. So that's a very, very simple way to ensure that only those that really wish to be included in our subscriber list actually get in there. We can also look at another feature that's going to help you, and that is the possibility for your subscribers to unsubscribe. Because trust me, you do not want to be marked as spam just because of the missing link. So once again, how we do it in Kentico, if we look back to the list of emails, then let's see, for example, the Dancing Goat regular. And here we go. So if we look at that and we actually use the preview feature to see what the email looks like. Now at the very bottom, there is an unsubscribe link. Of course, we don't want you to, have to remember it every single time. So for that purpose, you can include it directly in the email template. So if you go to email templates and we look for the Dancing Goat regular email template, which is here, and look at the code, you can see that Kentico will make sure that the unsubscribe link is added, a unique one for every one of your subscribers when the email is sent. So that's one of the best practices, really. Please have that in your emails, because otherwise, if your recipients are unhappy with you sending those emails, and they have no other option other than mark you as a spam. Now, what would be another suggestion? Well, for example, in order to keep your recipient list as clean as possible, you shouldn't really mail again to recipients who are unreachable, so who bounce in a way. This is not a very good practice, because if you do so, your reputation will become lower. You may even get blocked by your providers. So how do we ensure that this is not happening? It's very simple. In Xperience by Kentico, we have included support for monitoring bounces. So if we go to a recipient list, we can do so here in digital marketing, recipient lists. And now we look at, for example, this one that we generated for the demo purposes. Here you have a basic overview of the recipient list, how many subscribers are there, how many actually bounced. If you want to have more insights into it, you can always open the actual list. And now let's select some of them. So for example, there's one, number 30. You can see that there was a single email bounce. It was a soft bounce, so maybe the recipient's inbox was full, or maybe it was simply unreachable, so it bounced a single time. When it was a soft bounce, of course, there is no stress at this point, because maybe it was just a simple reason like that. So we just count bounces. There is a threshold of 5, as you can see. If it reached 5, then the recipient would be blocked. So if we return to the actual recipient list that we were using and select another one. Let's go to the second page. For example, this one, you can see it's already bounced, and it was actually a hard bounce. That means, for example, that the email really was really declined. The recipient inbox no longer exists, and it's a permanent reason. So you should not at any point try to reach to this recipient anymore. So Kentico is taking care of this for you, as soft as well as hard bounces, and this helps you keep your recipient lists clean. Now, we can also look at the best practices and how to improve your email deliverability. There are some extra points that you can also use. So, for example, when we go to an actual email, we can say, for example, what are the best practices when actually writing those emails, so that you increase your open rate, click rate, and do not get blocked. So if we open up the, once again, the Dancing Goat regular, which is in draft, so we can still edit it easily. Now, a good practice, for example, is not to include attachments. Instead of attachments, if you really wish to, provide a way for your recipients to get access to a page or an attachment, it's much better to actually link it directly. So here you can select anything from the Content Hub, and be it an image or some other media, you can easily link it in your email. And if this is what you wanted to share, it's much better than using an attachment. Also, it's not a very good idea to actually send the exact same email to every single recipient. So what this means, we have already covered, or you have seen it in the UI, that it's possible to create multiple subscription forms. You can create multiple recipient lists, so you can segment that way. But if you want to include, a bit of personalization to your text or to your messages, you can always use this dynamic text. So once again, very easy to add to your emails. If you wanted to include, for example, the email, so here you click add the insert dynamic text. You can use the first name, last name of the recipient or his email. You can also include a default text that will be displayed in case the first name is not known. So this would be another tip. And since we are already here working with a draft of our Dancing Goat coffee lesson, there is one more thing to get a little bit more or better numbers, and that is the preview text. As you may know, the preview text is actually usually displayed in all the email clients directly behind the subject of the email. So it's one extra place where you can actually include a specific message, catch your recipient's attention. So you can, for example, say, your very first lesson is here. So once this is sent, then be it Outlook, Gmail, or another email client, this will be actually visible directly in the inbox. One extra thing to mention is that also there is some kind of scoring system when you're sending emails, and those scores are quite complex. And one of the metrics that are used is also that the server is checking whether your message is also sent in a plain text variant. So if you look at this, this is our formatted email. It might include also, images, links, etc. But we also allow you to specify a plain text. So you can just copy and paste, edit the message. This will be used for all email clients that do not have the capability of displaying HTML. So it can go for smartwatches, etc. Now, maybe a final tip that I can offer today in this episode of Product Insights is to make sure that whatever you're sending has been checked. So very simple way to do that is actually to use the preview. So here you can see exactly, how you compose the email, what will be resolved, what it will look like, but also, if this was a real website, real environment, we could send a draft. It could go to my email address, but also to my colleagues, to double check for any possible mistakes. So hopefully with these little insights, tips and tricks, you'll be able to increase your statistics using Xperience by Kentico and hopefully achieve something like those magical numbers here. Well, thank you for watching, and let's look forward to the next episode of Product Insights in the future.